Hello, everyone. This is Enrica Jang, the Saturday Visitor Awards Administrator, as well as Executive Director of Poe Baltimore and the Edgar Allan Poe Festival and Awards and Edgar Allan Poe House and Museum. Lots and lots of titles. But I'm really happy to be joining you guys this evening for our second session this May. Every Thursday in May before our deadline, we will be meeting live to answer questions folks may have as they prepare entries for the Saturday Visitor Awards. If you are watching this broadcast and you are a creator who has adapted or created original works inspired by the life, stories, writings, poetry of Edgar Allan Poe, this program is for you. I'm excited to share tips and tricks as people prepare their entries and also want to kind of talk through the process with folks so that there are no surprises. A little bit about our organization. Poe Baltimore is the nonprofit organization created to fund, maintain, and interpret the Edgar Allan Poe House and Museum in beautiful Baltimore, Maryland. We, of course, keep Edgar Allan Poe's chamber door open to visitors both in person and online. We also create programming to celebrate the legacy of Edgar Allan Poe, like the Saturday Visitor Awards, the second part of our mission to draw a direct line from Edgar Allan Poe to the present day and really celebrate the outsized impact that Poe has had on popular culture and recognize new creators who continue to be inspired by Poe all of these centuries later. A little bit of a plug for Poe House. The Poe House Museum open for visitors, in-person visitors, every Thursday through Sunday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. We do have a little bit of limitations at this time still because of COVID, so reservations are required to visit, but visit poebaltimore.org to get tickets for Poe House. But if you can't join us in Baltimore, or you are just here to learn about the Saturday Visitor Awards, very excited to be with you live again every Thursday in May to answer your questions and see what people are up to. So if, as you're watching this evening, you please use post or Twitter or anything to comment, send your questions my way. I'll also be sharing some contact information so you can contact me offline if you have any questions. And as I always say, if there's any question, there's no question. You want to get a hold of us. You want to ask your questions before you send in that entry. You're not ruining it for anybody. You want to be as prepared as possible. Talk to the administrator, talk to our team here at Poe Baltimore. We want to get you ready so that you put your best entry forward before the judges see you. So some dates to remember, obviously, well past this date, January 19th, Edgar Allan Poe's birth. There was a call for entries open for the Saturday Visitor Awards. We are approaching the deadline to enter May 30th. The form will close at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. That's Eastern Daylight Time. I'm going to slam that portal window right down on your fingers at 11:59 p.m. So please have your entry ready. I have had people in the past, they think that was May 31st is the last day in May. No. May 30th is the day, the second to last day in May. You want to get your entry in. Now, if all goes well, judging goes according to plan, goes according to schedule, we do usually announce the nominees for the 2022 Saturday Visitor Awards on July 30th. Those nominees are invited to attend the International Edgar Allan Poe Festival and Awards in October in Baltimore. So the festival this year is the weekend of October 8th and 9th. Very excited about that. If you've had an opportunity to see our Facebook page or check out the event on Eventbrite, tickets go on sale for the festival July 1. But October 8th and 9th, weekend for the festival. So these are the dates to remember. These are the things to keep in mind. Website that you'll visit, SaturdayVisitorAwards.org. You'll find everything about the festival, about the awards. You'll find entry guidelines. You'll even be able to download a PDF containing those entry guidelines, print them out, study them. Other frequently asked questions available on the website. The email to contact us is contact@poefestinternational.org. Again, send your questions. Don't be shy. Ask your questions about the guidelines. Ask any questions you might have about the categories. We'll be talking about those in just a moment. But if you have a question, there's no question. Please be in touch with us. The only thing we ask is these live sessions are the only place to ask us questions specific to your entry or about the awards on social media. Otherwise, please visit the website or please please send an email to contact@poefestinternational.org for us to answer your questions. We don't answer Facebook direct messages on Facebook or anything like that. So this is the only time to send this via Facebook. Otherwise, contact us on our website or via email. Now I'm going to show a video, the video I usually show about the categories. If you are new to this video series, we've talked a little bit about more in depth about the categories, what they entail, but a brief overview as I show you this video, and we'll talk about them just a little bit more in depth in just a moment. Last part of the video you just saw reminded me, and something that we haven't really talked about. Who may enter the Saturday Visitor Awards? Creators, of course, may enter the awards. However, any member of a creative team, we know that art is collaborative. If there is a creative team, let's say there is a play, there's, of course, the playwright, there are, of course, performers, there is a director, a production company. Anybody that is part of the creative team may submit a work for the Saturday Visitor Awards. So if there's a question about that, please do be in touch with us. We have had publishers submit various of their authors inspired by Poe. That is entirely appropriate. Other people, part of the creative team, may, as representing the creative team, they may be the ones to enter. So you don't have to be the single creator, the only creator. If you are part of a production or you are part of a larger creative work, there's an ensemble, you are eligible to enter that work. Now, we will ask for permission of the rights holder if the piece is selected as a nominee, but if there's question about eligibility, that is something to consider. So the two categories, as you saw in the video, adaptations of Poe's life or works. Very briefly, examples include portraiture, biography, film, dramatic adaptation. These things are part of adaptations of Poe's life or works. Truer adaptations, you might see short film, animation, direct adaptation of Poe's life or works, even if it brings you to a contemporary or sort of anachronistic kind of time frame to Poe's writing. They don't have to be historical works, this kind of thing. But a truer adaptation using Poe's work as the basis for this adaptation, Poe's life as well. Now, please note, Saturday Visitors are intended to recognize artistic works rather than academic criticism. We are not grading academic papers or want to see dissertations or anything like that. That's inappropriate for these awards. But adaptations of Poe's life or works, and these are such examples. Original works inspired by Poe, using Poe as a character in your film, novel, or play, sequels, prequels, or any basis using Poe for original story. Original poetry also follows here. Now, if, for instance, someone, because Poe is a historical figure or other figures in Poe's life, used, obviously these people existed, used in your story, however, used in a dramatic way or ahistorical in some way, the work may be kicked over from adaptation to original works, or the judges may feel that the original work, even though it's creatively presented, this kind of thing, may be more towards the adaptation category. I will note, and we'll talk about this in later sessions, there is no penalty for getting kicked over from one category to another. If you have a question, please contact us at the Saturday Visitor Awards and we can help you choose the most appropriate category. However, if the judges do feel upon viewing your work that it's better in another category, creative works have different facets. There's always gray areas. And so the judges may decide to put you in a different category, grade you there, but there's no penalty for accidentally putting a piece or thinking a piece should be along one place when it gets moved over to another. You'll just be notified. And it's not something anybody needs to worry about if that's the case. Now we'll talk briefly about eligibility before I get to the form this evening. If you are interested in a more in-depth discussion of eligibility, please visit our YouTube or Facebook pages. You'll see our library, our playlists pertinent to the Saturday Visitor Awards, and there are other sessions that you can review that we do talk about this in depth, and we will touch on these things again as the month progresses. But eligibility, just in a nutshell: media, art, performance, and/or writing that adapts or is inspired by Poe's life and works. These are the types of works that we are looking for. There are no restrictions for medium or genre. If you have a children's book, if you have a young adult, if you have a more mature fiction, that is okay. There are no restrictions for genre, no restrictions for medium. This is not restricted to writing. We have seen film, we have seen sculpture, we have seen caricature, we have seen a number of different mediums, and all of these are appropriate. If the work is inspired by Edgar Allan Poe, we definitely want to see it. You are definitely eligible. Now, the work must have been released, printed, distributed, or first performed between January 1, 2019 and December 31, 2021. That is the previous 3 years. For the creators out there who are wrapping up the work on the actual piece right now, thinking that you're going to beat the deadline, hate to say it for you, December 31, 2021 was your deadline. Now, you will be eligible next year. Eligibility is rolling, but works performed, distributed, printed, released in the previous 3 years are what we're looking at for the 2022 Saturday Visitor Award. So your day will come. If you have not yet finished your work, you have not yet released your work, you have until December 31 to do this. Now, if you did create the work last year, for instance, or 2 years ago, but you have nobody has ever seen it, that's not the type of work that we want to see. You want to release this work. You want to have it printed, distributed. It does not have to be traditionally performed or distributed. Social media is perfectly okay. Your own website. We have seen different people on different platforms, both traditional and non-traditional platforms. We have seen their work. It must have, however, been available for the world to see in some form during the past 3 years. And again, if there's a question, no question, get a hold of me and we can talk about your eligibility. Now, if you were just hearing about the awards, you've been creating works inspired by Edgar Allan Poe for years. We do caution that reprinted or re-released materials are discouraged. You cannot slap a new copyright date on your work and just to be eligible for the awards. Usually this kind of thing is pretty easy to find. If the judges find that you're doing that, you will be barred. So don't do that. If the work has, however, been reprinted or re-released, the work must have been changed materially, just changed significantly for its re-release, for its reprinting, for it to be eligible again. So do keep that in mind. And that is a gray kind of area. We have seen just a couple of people kind of skating here and there over the line. So we want to make sure that everybody understands that is a requirement. Now, for our previous nominees, if you're listening now, let's say you've been nominated, but you did not win in a previous year, but your work still falls within this period of eligibility, you may enter your work again. However, previous winners, you may not enter any part of that work to consider it again. Your win is eternal. So those are the kinds of things to keep in mind. Now, for tonight's session, we promised that we were going to take a look at the entry form, do a deeper dive in the entry form. As we're getting closer to the deadline, this is something that everybody should be looking at. You should know where to go, what to look for. So I'm going to share a screen with everybody to give you a map, where to go, what to look for when you go to our website, so that you can download that eligibility and you can download a sample of the form. We'll go here first, sharing. Go back here and make sure I take that down. All right. Do me a favor, let me know if everybody can see the website here. You should be at SaturdayVisitorAwards.org. It takes you to PoeFestInternational.com/Saturday Visitor Awards. Double check here. Everybody see what we're looking at here? Going to test here. My producer can give me a shout out. Let me know that the website is visible. All right. So at the very top here, you do see enter the 22 Saturday Visitor Awards. There is a handy link right here. It takes you right to the portal, takes you to the application. But as you scroll down, we do have brief introduction to the Saturday Visitor Awards, talking about the history of the awards, talking about why we continue to misspell the word visitor, and the historical significance of that spelling, where that comes from. Talking about the two categories: works adapting Poe's life and writing, or original works inspired by Poe, as well as the other Poe places that are involved in the administration of the awards, involved in judging the awards: Poe Museum, Richmond, Virginia; the Poe Cottage in the Bronx, New York; and of course, Poe House in Baltimore. Now, the awards are presented at the International Edgar Allan Poe Festival and Awards in Baltimore every October. All right. And Poe Baltimore is a nonprofit organization. Now, as you continue to scroll here, you will see some links that say click here to read Saturday Visitor Awards guidelines for entry, or download the PDF below. I'm going to go below here. Again, another link to the portal. You can click that. That'll take you to the form. But here's where you can download those guidelines for entry. See the 2022 SVA entry guidelines. You can download those here. 2022 SVA entry form. You can download that here. And this is where, by clicking this form, this is going to help you. This is going to take you directly to a sample, and show you what the form looks like before you have to fill it out. Now, I'm going to share what the form looks like with everybody. But do please keep in mind that when you want to have your form prepared, you want to have your answers ready, because you will not be able to stop and save your work when you begin the form. So having the sample form in front of you, downloading the sample form ahead of time, is very, very handy, because you want to have everything ready. So you just paste it in, you don't lose your work, because you won't be able to save it in the middle. So again, another introduction. So this is what the form looks like. Another introduction at the very beginning here, sort of explaining the rules, what to look for, where to go if you have questions. Now, the first question you will be asked is, for which category are you submitting? Please see our guidelines for a description of these categories, but you'll have to choose right now whether you're submitting a work adapted by Poe's life, adapting Poe's life or writing, or original works inspired by Poe's life or writing. You'll make that selection now. Then, of course, you'll be asked for the title of the work, and you'll be asked to list authors or creators' names. Now, pseudonyms or anonymous works are permitted for the Saturday Visitor Awards. However, the rights holder of the work must be identified for the awards. We have to be able to contact somebody. So you can ask us to only use your pseudonym, or say that the work is anonymous, but you must identify yourself to us in the entry form, and you can ask us to keep that information private and not share with the world at large. Totally fine. You'll then be asked for release, publication, and copyright date. Now, again, I want to emphasize, only works published or released between January 1, 2019 through December 31, 2021 are eligible. If the administrator, if I'm looking at my table after I've downloaded all of these entries, and I see somebody with a 2022 in here, or a 2018 in here, I'm going to contact you and let you give you, sort of prompt you, let me know when the true eligibility, when the true copyright date for this work is. But you want to make sure that you fall within our period of eligibility. I see this, unfortunately, people make this mistake all the time. Now, you will be asked to provide a URL to the complete work. Please do not send us just a trailer. Please do not send us just an excerpt, anything like that. If this is a novel, send us the novel. If this is a feature film, you want to link to the feature film. This is how the judges are going to access your piece. Now, we do not have the budget, unfortunately, to fly our judges to your piece, and we do know that we know what we're asking. Often a work is better experienced in person. Sometimes it's only in the presence of the work that somebody can truly get the full effect, and we do understand that is the nature of creative works. However, because of the awards, we do what we can. So please, you will be asked to create a URL, provide a URL to the work. Now, I will share with you this tip later, but it bears saying it right now. Please make sure that your link works. Please make sure it works before you paste it in here. You will have one chance. If I click on this link and it's not working, I'll reach out to you, and you'll have one shot to fix this. But if we can't get a working link from you, then your work will be disqualified, and there's no refund for that. So please make sure before you enter that your link is working, and paste the correct link in the form. Now, you will be given an opportunity to provide a description or synopsis of the work. Obviously, a creative work can speak for itself, but this is your opportunity, for instance, to share with the judges things that they may not be able to tell immediately. Might not be readily apparent upon viewing just this link. So this is where you can note size, dimension, duration, any process details. For instance, if something took 1,000 hours to create in this painstaking detail, this is the place to really explain that process to the judges. So this is an opportunity to really kind of explain the work. Question number 7, is your entry a long form work such as film, novel, script, or is it over 10,000 words or over 20 minutes duration or multiple pieces and episodes? Yes or no. If you say yes, you will be taken to a segment where you will be asked to highlight the segment of the piece that you want the judges to see first. We're going to be very honest. The judges are looking at a lot of entries, especially in round 1. This is the place where they're seeing, sort of bombarded by the sheer number of entries that they're seeing in the first round. They're not going to be able to read 10 novels. They're not going to be able to watch 6 movies. So you will be asked to identify your best 10,000 words or your best 20 minutes to represent your work. Now, again, we've asked you to give us access to the complete work, and this does not preclude the judge from looking at the complete work. But I guarantee the judges want to see this first segment in round 1, and this is going to be the segment that convinces them to spend a little bit more time with your piece. So if you have something over 10,000 words, over 20 minutes, please choose the best segment and be prepared to provide a page number or a timestamp here. Now, number 10 is the artist's statement. Please describe how Edgar Allan Poe or his writing is the subject or inspiration for this work. The statement should help the judges understand how the work continues Poe's legacy. This is your opportunity to share your passion with the judges and really connect with them. Tell them what moves you. Tell them how Poe has inspired you. And I guarantee that the judges who are taking a look at the works this year are prepared to, are really excited about Edgar Allan Poe as well. And this is an opportunity to connect with someone who shares your passion for Poe. So this is an opportunity to share an artist statement here. Part 11, who is the rights holder for this work? And again, anonymous works are permitted. However, we must know who the rights holder is. And you can request anonymity, but you must identify yourself to the awards. So that we know that we actually have permission to look at this. So you're asked if you are the rights holder, if someone else is the rights holder, and if someone else is the rights holder, this is where their name and their mailing address and their email is asked for here. Now you're then asked to provide your contact information, some details about yourself, and then finally, question 20, I understand there's a $25 fee to enter. There is a fee to enter your work for the SVA consideration. You'll complete your form, then you'll be taken to a PayPal page to make your payment, and please know that only works that we have received the entry fee will be considered by the judges. So you're asked to acknowledge that you understand that. And that is the form. If anybody, again, wants to visit that website, take a look and download, you're encouraged to do that and have your entry ready before you begin to enter it in the portal. So again, back to that entry form, we'll go over just a couple of those notes. Any genre, any medium, and previous SVA nominated works. Previous works have included short films, feature films, comic books, paintings, sculpture, songs, concerts, animation. You can see that there's quite an array of mediums, quite an array of genres. And even if you don't see it in this list, you're encouraged to enter your work. As long as your work is inspired by Poe, we do want to see it. Your long form entry, again, be prepared to provide an excerpt. Do not worry. The judges will still have the option to take a look at more of your piece, but you are asked to give them a bit of a guide map. Now, if you believe that you don't have anything in particular you want to highlight, then just know we will default to the first 10,000 words or the first 20 minutes. Make it easy for everybody. So if that's the case, don't worry. It can be the first in the first bit, and you can go ahead and tell the judges, just start. I dare you to stop. That's okay. We like that confidence. All right. I haven't seen any questions or problems with what I've shared this evening. If anybody watches our broadcast after we end for this evening and you have any questions, again, please visit our website and you can send us a message, or you can contact us at contact@pofestinternational.org. There are some other frequently asked questions available for you there. Feel free to peruse through those. And then entry guidelines, you can download those as well as that sample form that we just went through. One final bit, and I have shared this with people before, but in versus previous years, this year the new rule is only one work may be submitted per category. So let's say you are prolific and you do a lot of work inspired by Poe. Unfortunately, you must choose your favorite, choose the best to be submitted in each category. One in the adaptation category, only one in the original works category. We do limit that this year. All right. I'm not seeing any questions from anybody else. Please feel free to send some questions my way about the form, about the portal, about the website, just about anything. Very, very happy to explain and chat with anyone. And good luck as you prepare your entries. May 30th is the deadline, and I cannot wait to see your Poe-inspired works. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.